Good evening, Rusk enjoyers. I have been right, 'cause it's time for the predictions video. Yes, just several hours ago, all of these skins appear for the September Force Wipe Rust rotation, and basically, in this video, we're going to go ahead and try and figure out which of these skins potentially might be the best investment for this week, which of these skins might help us walk away with some sweet, delicious looking profit. So sit back, relax, I'm going to start yapping. Right, so before I even consider talking about any of these skins, I have to bring this up to you. Guys, we are now entering the bad times. What's that? What are you on about? So for the past few weeks, I've been yapping about the likes of the autumn-fall seasonal dip, September, October, November. Let's just quickly look at last year to really get the point across. During the likes of the summer of 2023, we had absolutely wonderful player counts during the likes of June and July, over 90,000 average player count for both of them. Drops off a fair bit during August, and then September, October, November. Where did about a third of the player count go? They went back to school. They can't be playing Rust all the time, they have homework to do. So you get the idea. Kids are back to school, and unfortunately, less people playing the game, less demand for skins, and of course that leads to less or lower skin prices. Do you understand that? So of course, with the likes of the summer of 2024, we had a very wonderful looking summer, but now it's all starting to drop off. The exact same thing is happening all over again. It's a routine thing that happens every single year, alright? So do not be surprised in the slightest to see all your Rust skins eventually dropping down in price. Do not panic. It will happen over the course of the next couple months, and then once we reach around January 2025, when loads of people have time off during the Christmas period, things should improve. Cool. So the main point is, with all of these skins, I do expect all of them to end up in the negative at some point. Even though some of these are very interesting collection continuations, doesn't matter. Do not be surprised. Cool. Right then, so looking at all of these skins, which at the very least is still looking to be a perfectly fine looking investment, I'm looking at the likes of Black Diamond Tier 2. So yes, I do believe by default they're still going to go below their Rust or price. However, we can still anticipate hoodie and pants, or boots and gloves, we shall see. So let's just get this point across. With the likes of Black Diamond, we had the Tier 3 to start with, didn't we? Yep. Cool. That was accepted back in August Force Wipes Rust Store. And of course, today we've seen this for September Force Wipe Rust Store. I wonder when the hoodie and pants potentially might appear. Yeah, there's a bit of a pattern. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it for, well, the October Force Wipe Rust Store in 4 weeks' time. But that's still 4 weeks away. And of course, over the course of the past 4 weeks, without seeing any signs of Tier 2 for quite a long time, this did drop off and of course went down to about $2. Lost a third of its value. It's a bit unfortunate, but it did happen, and I can't help but assume the same thing will likely happen to these. So by default, I'm definitely most likely going to be sticking with doing a barter on these skins. But, you know, we can still anticipate the likes of a continuation. But let's also point out, this only spiked up today, up to its Rust Store price, $3. And then, yeah, that's it. Not exactly a huge profit, was it? Yeah, that's a little bit awkward. So by default, I will sit here and say, all three of these skins are abnormal. We can look at this on Wednesday night, and we'll, of course, do the abnormal barters. Now, if you don't fully understand what I'm talking about, please consider looking at my YouTube and watch my most recent Rust skin abnormal barters for September 5, 2024. Watch the first 5 minutes, then go to the description, scroll down and skip ahead to the chapter that says the buy orders, and you'll basically get a very good idea that abnormal skins appear marketable at a set time before the Rust Store even rotates. You'll have about 20 hours until the Rust Store rotates, in which some of these skins are going to be in the Rust Steam market, and you can get a very good idea of how strong the support is, how strong the interest is in terms of these skins, and will they actually do a good job of actually retaining their value, or actually end up in the positive. So cool, you get the idea. By default, I'm looking at the kilt as the skin that's most likely to perform the best out of this Tier 2 armour. Remember, this can be paired up with Tier 3 armour, and of course paired up with the likes of this Tier 2 armour. There's only one leg armour that we have, alright? So by default, most important, most interesting. But my main concern is, will this match up to the likes of the Tier 3 armour quite nicely? What do you mean? So the Tier 3 armour ended up at 18,800 subscribers, and of course the face mask here, you can see it ended up at 20,400 subscribers. But with the rate of sales that we're seeing here, it looks like they might be selling a little bit too much, a little bit too quickly. If I hop over to here and quickly remind you, with the first 24 hours of sales, the face mask only did 8,400 subscribers, and the chest plate just under 8,000 subscribers. That was a month ago, alright? Is this selling too much, and what potentially could the difference be? If you were to look at the likes of the Abyss collection, you'll basically get a good idea of if people like the collection and want to, you know, get a full set. If there is a piece or a group that has far too much of it compared to the other clothing and armour pieces, it's going to struggle. aka, remember the Abyss Tier 3, which started off the clothing and armour? That did almost 30,000 subscribers. But what came out after that, about 2 months later, was the Tier 2. That only did about 15,000 subscribers. And a short while later, the Hoodie and Pants also appeared. That also only did 15,000 subscribers. So these sold quite a lot less compared to the Tier 3. Whilst these had a very fun summertime and rose up in price ever so nicely, Tier 3 has always been down real bad, because there's far too much of it in existence in comparison to this. So, as, like, let's say if 15,000 sets were bought out, there's still an extra 15,000 of these in circulation, in abundance, thrown on the Steam market, third-party sites and whatnot. It struggles. Its price doesn't really ever improve. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to be that extreme with the likes of the Black Diamond Tier 2 here, but it's still something to be concerned about. So what will the total sales be by next Thursday? We shall see. But at the very least, we can get a very good idea of it next Wednesday. I will be streaming about 9 PM UK time, so look in the description of this video. You'll see the links to all my socials, and of course, more specifically, my Twitch account. Hop in, say hello on Wednesday night, and we'll discuss how we approach the likes of these. There is nice potential. A smart builder can definitely lead to success. However, yeah, we've got to be careful. We've got to be cautious. Cool, right. What's next? What can we look forward to with the other skins? What's looking reasonably interesting? Well, I guess I can sit here and say Heavy Knight boots and gloves, because by default we're still anticipating the arrival of the Tier 2 armour. So yeah, Black Diamond won the Tier 2 race today, because it was also competing with the likes of Commando as well. But yeah, as you can see, this wasn't accepted. Maybe it appears next week. Maybe it appears the week after that. We don't fully know. But eventually, potentially, maybe, we shall see. Now this collection, it has been getting an acceptance pretty much every single week over the past month consecutively. Started off with the jacket, literally next week, hoodie and pants, literally next week, Tier 3, literally next week, boots and gloves. So that's kept it nicely in the positive, but now the jacket's actually starting to dip, and this is only up by 10 and 5%. So one thing I want to bring up, these are only selling at 99 cents each. That's pretty interesting. But is it selling potentially a little bit too much? Will this potentially sell too much in comparison to the likes of the Tier 3 and the Hoodie Pants? This reached up to 13,000 subscribers. That reached 13,000 subscribers. That only did 12,500. But the boots and the gloves here, mate, they're over 5,000 already. Oh, with them being a lot cheaper, a lot more people willing to buy them, this could turn into a bit of a problem. Now, the best example I can showcase for what could this, end up at is Damascus. Damascus had a problem where the boots and gloves sold perhaps a little bit too much compared to the other clothing and armour pieces. Now, at the moment, it's all right, but it's only up by 9% and 18%. But look at this, almost 17,000 subscribers here, but the average that you see for the armour here is only 13,000. Initially, for quite a decent amount of time, this was in the negative, and it weren't looking very pretty, all right? So, be careful, be cautious. Chances are I'm just going to stick with doing a buy order, alright? And yeah, because I am looking at this and worried that it very likely will be slipping below its rust or price for a while. We're better off just sticking with a buy order, picking these up for a cheaper price. Yeah, so we'll wait until next Wednesday. Unfortunately, both of these skins are not abnormal, but even then we can still get a very good idea of if we want to approach it, if we want to buy it straight from the rust store. You get the idea. Cool. Right, Ultramarine Furnace. This is the 5th skin to be accepted in the Ultramarine Deplorable collection. I'm interested. I think it can work out quite nicely in the future, but I'm still concerned. Alright, so as you can see, these are doing quite alright at the moment, but before we saw this being accepted, like over the past few days, the sheet metal door and the garage door have been dropping off. It's quite sad to see. And by default, if we don't see another skin after this for a while, yeah, that's going to go back down in price pretty hard. I would like to see more of it. I welcome it. I do believe that this is going to have a pretty nice rebound in the long term. I get the feeling, looking at this, it reminds me of the Abyss collection, more specifically the Deplorables. So back to looking at the Abyss collection again. I know, but you understand. So basically, this started off with the likes of Deplorables. They sold very nicely. They did very well. They did dip down in price during the first bad time they went through, but just this past couple months, over the course of the summer of 2024, these Deplorables have been enjoying themselves ever so nicely. They rose up in price. There was demand for them. It worked out very nicely, all right? But they did dip down in price before that all happened. And that is exactly what I expect for the likes of all of these Ultramarine skins. Yes, they're doing all right at the moment, but they've had a lot of acceptances over the past 5 weeks. 4 skins being accepted in the past 5 rust stores. So, you could, at least keep an eye on the workshop over the course of this weekend and see what the skin creator is going to produce next. Perhaps a chair or a table or a water purifier or a rug, who knows? But I fully expect another skin to be produced. Unfortunately, the sheet metal double door wasn't accepted last week, but maybe because we have a Twitch drop sheet metal double door out soon, so you get the idea. Anyway, cool. That furnace, it's looking very nice. Matches up with the Ultramarine cool blue vibes. But I just want to look at all the furnaces that came out this year and just take one quick look, and what do you see? Pretty much every single one of them not exactly holding up very well. I'm still believing this was a pump. Doesn't feel natural, but hey, regardless, it's still doing all right. But yeah, all the other ones, not so much. I can't help but assume this could probably still end up like the Neon Vibes furnace and the likes of the Abyss furnace. I just spoke some very nice things in regards to the Abyss furnace, but Neon Vibes, you are another colourful, bright, interesting looking deplorable collection, and if I could just quickly take a look at the likes of you, whilst you have some skins down pretty bad, the furnace is still doing alright, double door's still doing alright, yeah, this is suffering quite a bit now, but during the likes of next summer in 2025 and whatnot, and even post-Christmas 2025, wouldn't be surprised if all of this bounces back up into the positive, much like what I did earlier this year, because this was down pretty bad towards the end of last year. So yeah, I can see some nice things happening, but I've got to be careful with the amount of sales that happen. That's abnormal. We don't need to rush into buying it. We can wait until Wednesday. Feel free to say hello to me on my Twitch stream. Cool. So, I will be sticking with a buy order. Of course I will, but if it potentially completely slows down now and sells hardly anything, that definitely makes it look a lot more appealing. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's still going to sell quite nicely. That can potentially, negatively affect us, the investors. So I'll leave that for now. Right, looking at these other two remaining skins, I don't really expect much. So this garage door here, let's just talk about you. Garage door, how many have we seen? How many garage door skins have we seen so far this year and compare it to the previous years? So far, 24. That includes Twitch drops. Look at last year. We had 28 in total last year. Technically speaking, 27 because that didn't actually appear. So 27 skins. So far this year, we're like, what? Looking at another 4 months to go. We're almost catching up with last year. It's ridiculous. But this is the state of this. Far too many garage doors appearing. Far too many garage doors Twitch drops and whatnot. With so many skins coming out, being accepted in rustors and whatnot, it's hard for these to actually gain any traction. It's hard for them to retain their value. There will be more garage doors. There will be more Twitch drops. That right there is actually the first garage door this year to be sold at the standard deplorable price of $1.49. Whereas all of these, they sold at like $2.49, $3. You get the idea. Now I've looked at this in game, and please consider watching my Rust rotation video to get a good look at it along with all the other skins. It's fairly plain. It's supposed to look exactly like the garage doors you'd see in certain monuments, which is cool. I do respect that. It doesn't glow in the dark. It's not super flashy. I am a little bit concerned, but I can understand a lot of people appreciate it, of course, to match up with the vibes and the whole theme of what we have in Rust. Some people do really prefer the likes of the down-to-earth type of skins. Alright, we can respect that. I just don't think there's going to be enough people to keep the price up. I just don't think there's going to be enough interest. I worry for it. Chances are, I'll just do a lowball buy order. But maybe it does work out quite all right. Maybe it doesn't sell too much, but at the moment, oh yeah, you kind of are. So, yeah, it's not abnormal, bit of a problem, but even then, I probably wouldn't be engaging it with that much of a high price anyway. So, we'll look at it Wednesday, we'll make a decision, but I don't really expect much. No, and then we have the likes of the Steampunk AK47. Looks nice, looked at it on my Rust rotation video. Please consider giving that a good watch. Looks very, very shiny, very, very interesting with the skull design. Problem, it's an AK. What's wrong with that? Far too many AK skins that exist. Far too many AK skins that are accepted so far this year. Take a look at every single AK that came out in 2024, and please point out to me how many of them are in the positive. You just became marketable, so we won't really count you. Actually, no, you got bought out today. Sorry about that. Someone bought out like 50 of these, so we'll put that aside. Scroll. Yeah, none of them. All right. So we have one anomaly, but all the rest of these, no, nothing's holding up very well. Look at all the skins that came out last year. Here you have the Abyss AK47, you have the Kiss AK47, but out of like almost 100 skins there's only 2 in the positive. This is the state of AK47s. More specifically, look at some of the more recent ones that came out. Bird of Luck, $3, now it's at $1. Remember Celt AR, $3.49, now it's 85 cents. Royal Safari AK47, $3.49, 95 cents. They are all struggling. It is very sad to see. That is a cool looking AK. It's in the Rust store right now for $3. I will not be surprised in the slightest if I can pick that up for $1 in the near future. I know, I'm very sorry to say, but not surprised in the slightest, right? And there will be more Twitch drop AKs. There will be more AK47s and future Rust stores. It's an inevitability, and unfortunately, people can't commit to their AKs. Oh, look, shiny brand new AK. I want that. Throw away the old one. Oh, look, brand new shiny AK. Throw away the old one. Get the... Repeat. So you get the idea. Unfortunate, but it's expected. Alright, cool. Right then, so we've talked about all these skins here. Is there any interesting information that people should be well aware of? Twitch drops. Next Tuesday, September 10th, we're going to get the likes of the Twitch Rivals Base Invaders skins. So we have 6 skins right here, and I will have a video showcasing all of them on Saturday, so keep your eyes peeled for likes of that. But yeah, you can go to twitch.facepunch.com and get a good look at all of them. However, whilst we have 4 generic drops, which you can pick up simply by watching a Rust Twitch stream over the course of September 10th to the 15th, these 2 right here, these hoodie and pants, they can only be received over the course of 5 hours on September 10th. Yep, it's all kicking off 8 PM UK time, right? 8 PM UK time on the Tuesday. Look up London time if you want to do a nice little comparison. But these are going to be only available on the Twitch Rivals Twitch page, all right? 5 hours is the amount of time you can get them, but you only need to spend 1 hour of your time and you get both of them, so you get the idea. Cool. Right, so yeah, if you want them, go grab them. And I will point out they are pretty good in terms of, if you can't afford blackout hoodie and pants, these might be a nice little compromise. Yep, please keep an eye out for my Twitch Rivals Twitch drop showcase, because I do showcase that. Right then, so yep, that's all kicking off with a very fun event. Keep your eyes peeled, and yeah, remember, you have a limited time to get the hoodie and pants. Is there anything else that needs to be said? Well, please keep an eye on the commits. Next month, we got a lot of very interesting things. It seems a lot of stuff has been held back specifically for October. The World Update, the brand new Toxic Village monument. It was called Redtown Redux, but now it's called Toxic Village. Got the brand new river systems. We're going to get cliffs. Oh, mate. We're getting a brand new hazmat pack in terms of the Frontier hazmat, and you're also getting apparently a double barrel shotgun with that and the Oka. We're getting a special revolver with it. We're getting a very cool looking, but the first time ever, we're getting high wall skins, a gate. Yes, skinnable. Yeah, I know. We haven't seen that yet, but please keep an eye on the likes of my Twitter over here, because I'm constantly retweeting things. All the interesting things. Oh, look, there you go. Here's the brand new hazmat. Brought to you by Rusticated. And then, of course, I'm, retweeting interesting things brought up from the likes of Cyphex, from the likes of Protox. It's all there. I'm making sure that, people can see it all and whatnot. Very nice. And with one final thing to bring up, I just want to sit here and say I'm taking part in a charity event next week on Thursday, September 12th to Sunday, I believe, the 15th. Yep. I will be taking part in this. And if you wish to donate, there's plenty of prizes to be won. You can get server VIPs from the likes of all of these servers right here. You can get Rust DLCs. You can win physical items from the likes of Loot Room. Please consider watching the streams during the likes of this. Cool. Alright, I'm done. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy the September Force Wipe. And rub your hands in anticipation for what's coming in October. There's a lot of very interesting bits and bobs. Cool, I'm tired. Sorry. Bye.